Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you some wall art ideas in the French country old world look. That's what I'm going for at the moment. So I have thrifted some frames and I've also used part of a broken furniture piece to act as both a frame and the canvas. So stay tuned for this. For my first wall art piece, I have picked up this beautiful little frame, a wooden frame for €1. I've taken off the backing and now I'm going to take out the inner frames. It actually has 3 frames in one. So working my way around the piece, and finally I got it open. And now I need to take that fabric away from that second frame. And that was not an easy task because that very inner frame I could not take it away, so I had to tear that fabric away from that frame. It was a very simple frame underneath, full of glue and full of that fabric fuzz, so it looked even worse than before I started. But we're on a mission here, so finally I just cut off the last bits, and then I went in with just a piece of sandpaper and started to get that residue of the glue and the fabric off. And once I was done with that frame, I took it out in my workshop and stained that frame with a black stain. Just a one coat. I just wanted to darken it a little bit. Doesn't look that fancy at the moment, but it will be, trust me. And once that stain has dried, I went over the piece with some Mod Podge because hey, I'm going decoupaging again. That music sheet napkin that I love so much, just put it on, more Mod Podge on the top, and I work my way around that frame. And once I'm done with the music sheet, I took some rose napkins, tiny pieces, and put that on top of that music sheet. I did not let it dry in between, I just went on and I left the excess until it was completely dry, and then I could just sand it off. And that little piece that was inside the frame with the motif, I just decoupaged that as well with that music sheet, but it turned out a little bit too dark, but I had the texture there, a bit of wrinkles, so I went over it with one coat of my light grayish color, as you see me do here. Let that dry, and then I went and took one of my rubber stamps with some flowers on it, put some black acrylic on it, and I will just stamp that on this piece here and then put everything together. Et voila! Here it is, my first piece of wall art looking great, that botanical print and the decoupaging. To me it looks very old world, French country. What do you think? If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasure, renovation of my home, and I even do some pottery and some painting, anything creative really. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and join my YouTube family. On to my next wall art piece, and I'm showing you this piece of furniture here, this armoire. And like 4 years ago, the top of the piece fell to the floor and the doors were crushed. So I have open shelving there on the top, but those doors, they look just like the ones you see here. I couldn't salvage them and make them into new doors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that centerpiece of the door, 2 of them, and I'm going to make some beautiful artwork. And in my next video I'm going to use that beautiful hardware. And in a future video also the hinges. I have plans for every bit of it. And that beautiful centerpiece there as well in a future video. Now on to these centerpieces that I'm going to use as wall art, and here they are. They were intact, not the frames around it was old trash. So they look beautiful as they are. They're quite heavy actually. It was an old armoire. So I'm sanding them off lightly and clean them properly. They've been sitting in my garage for 4 years, and now it's finally time to make something beautiful with them. So I'm putting on 2 coats of my light grayish color, not so light actually, my medium light grayish color. And then I will go in with some darker gray and some black, dry brushing, put it in the crevices to make it not so stark, so newly painted, a little bit of old world in it. And then it's time to paint that very inner frame with a gold acrylic paint. And I had to put on like 3 coats to get a really good coverage. And here I'm going in with some black acrylic, dry brushing a little bit here and there to get that more vintage look. It does look like a frame now, doesn't it? Now it's time for some painting, and you can see in the left corner here my inspiration piece. That is a watercolor painting, so I'm using acrylic, so it won't be the same look, but it's just an inspiration. I want that sort of faded look of my painting, a sense of a French country. First, I'm just sketching up just about how I want my painting to look. And then I go in with shadows and some highlights. I will just let you watch here for a bit. As you can see, I'm working with a very tiny paintbrush because the size of the painting is very small and there are lots of details. Putting in the last details here. And the next thing I will do is to make that painting look even softer. So once it has dried completely, I go over it with some light grayish color that I have diluted in plenty of water, put it on, wipe it off directly, and you have that more foggy, faded feel. And the last thing I do, once it has dried completely, is to put on one coat of my satin finish varnish all over the piece. And I made two, and I will show you the other one as well in just a moment. And here it sits, this one that I just made in my living area on the wall, looking beautiful, I think. And the other one is also inspired by the same kind of technique. You can see the inspiration piece here, an entrance to a secret garden. What do you think? Was it a good makeover of those broken doors? Now for my third and final wall art piece, I have this frame here. I kind of like that botanical print. It's old world to me, but it has faded so much and it's too yellow for me, so it had to go. It was just put there on the backing, and I will use that backing now. So I'm painting over it with my light grayish color, and I applied 2 coats and let it dry in between the coats. And now I'm putting on some Mod Podge, because here I go again with my music sheet. Once the Mod Podge has dried, I just put on my napkin and parchment paper and heat it up, and once everything has dried, I go over the whole piece with 1 coat of my satin finished varnish and let that dry. That will be my backdrop for my next step on this painting. I have several different rubber stamps that I'm just putting black, green, greyish and gold acrylic on, and I'm just playing around a little bit with botanical print, with some ornate prints. If you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing, maybe share with a friend and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow, and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. My aim is to upload 1 video per week. Once I'm happy with my stamping here, I set it aside to dry for a little bit, and then I will go in with a sponge and some gold and some greyish color, just letting those stamps fade a little bit. You see what I'm doing here, letting the botanical print show the most. And I'm sponging away until I'm happy with the result. Set it aside to dry. And then finally I go over the whole piece with my satin finish varnish, as I do, and then I will just pop it into the frame, and voila, here it is, looking beautiful, I think, looking a little bit more abstract maybe, but still old world, a little bit of French country in there as well. So tell me, what do you think of my wall art pieces today? Did you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you are inspired and you want more inspiration straight away, just hit that DIY playlist appearing on the screen right here. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.